Hello. We're back again. Doing a little bit of streaming. And this was the end of a really long first week of striking outside of 2180 Yonge Street in Toronto, away from my day job at TVO as a podcast producer and video producer and guy who does pretty much everything producer. It's been a very interesting first week, very instructive. Have learned a lot about organizing and the labor movement, the state of labor in Canada and Ontario. Met a lot of new people. I met a lot of new but familiar faces at TVO too and got to know a lot of people. I've shaken hands with a lot of people outside, a lot of strangers who are now friends of ours, and handed out probably hundreds of flyers explaining the strike and what we're fighting for, which is a fair contract, better wages, and end to gig work, and job security, things like that. It's what everyone wants right now, I think. So with that, let's just play. I'm not really watching the chat, but if anyone has questions, feel free to put it in, or just hang out. Doop doop doop. Okay, let's continue on here. Alright, I think we are in a new system here. Got ourselves a burst laser and hull laser, which means we can fire a total of, I think, 6 times per round of that. We've got 4 people on the ship. Frederick, including our new person here, who is an Engi. And Engi are a race of aliens who are very quick to learn and very fast at repairing things. So in some ways, if we get another person who's better at shields, it might be better to put Frederick in the doors area, just so he can sort of float as a repair person. But we'll have to sort of see if we can get more crew. I believe we entered into a civilian system, which are pretty easy systems to get through. I see a pretty easy path for us here to take, sort of snake our way around. And I think now we have to focus on getting as much scrap as we can. The distress beacon is coming from a civilian ship. It appears to be being chased by a pirate. Alright, let's help out. So we're dealing with a mantis ship. Probably no mantises aboard it. You've got a teleporter and a regular set of armaments. Looks like a laser and a little burst laser. So I don't think they'll be able to do much damage to us. Let's get our weapons hot. Let's take down its shields first. I'm just gonna let it auto fire, and we're gonna have to deal with an intruder. See where they zip in, and I'm gonna send all the warriors here to go fight, including Frederick, who is very vulnerable to fighting like this, but maybe we can take out this person before they can do some damage to us. Nope, they zip back. Shields are taken out, and if I remember correctly, the hull laser that we have does double damage on areas of the ship that are empty. So if we hit all 3 shots here, we will do pretty devastating damage. And it looks like they sent over an Engi to come fight me. Taking a little bit of damage already. That's 1 fuel, 2 missiles, and 31 scrap. That's pretty good. Let's say hello to the people we saved. Whoa. They're giving us a pipe beam. Pipe beams are really, really good. That is nice. Okay, we gotta save our dude. Let's everyone go and get a piece of this action over here. Okay. And let's all get to the med bay. So we're gonna shut down our engines here while everyone heals up. Let's take a look at this pipe beam. So I believe this has a really long laser, and it only takes 2 power to use, which is pretty good. And that means we would need a total of 5 plus 7. So yeah, we would need 7 power, which means 2 more, 1, 2. Which is a lot of scrap, but you know, later on, as we keep going, we'll get more and more scrap, so we will be able to afford that eventually. But I think what we have to do for now is do a little bit of quality of life enhancements on the ship. So we'll go a few more sectors, and we're really going to start upgrading our engines because we need to start avoiding shots. And then eventually, if we get a new crew person, we can upgrade our doors. Okay, a mercenary hails you. Greeting, friends. Hello. We've heard tell of your quest and are here to offer our valuable services. They're looking to help us either delay the rebels, which is pretty awesome. We can scout the sector and see what's up, or we can fight the ship. I know I said something about not using mercenaries to help, but I think we're gonna try to maximize how much scrap we can get. It's a little sacrifice to have a long-term gain. So we delayed the enemy fleet by 2 turns, so it gives us a little more breathing room. Alright, this is the worst kind of sector, and it looks like they got quite a number of drones, so we're going to go after those weapon systems right now. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through our shields. Not too worried about that. We might be able to do a little bit of damage, but not before we get off quite a few shots on their systems. So let's get after their shields and engines. Actually, no, not engines, because they're not going to be able to get away. Okay, shields are taken down. So this is one challenge with having the worst doors, is that if there are fires, fires can get through the doors, which is not great. And right now, because we're fixing our engine here, we can't escape because our FTL hasn't been charged, so we got to get out of here. Okay, we're gonna go to here, and we'll go back to the store just to get out of that sector with that sun. Okay, looks like we got a fight. They got some missiles and burst laser. I'm not too worried about these guys, but they do have a teleporter pad. We'll see how this goes. Okay, upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. I'm not paying your fees. I'm gonna just blow you up. Alright, let's do this. Our weapons are back online. I just have to get them going. So we'll put a hull laser. I think we'll go right after their shields. Because they do have 2 shields, which is a bit different. They are sending Engi crew people over, which shouldn't be challenging for us to take down. This could be a bit of a waste of time, just because they're likely to beam them back before we can take them down. I'm gonna open up these things here, vent oxygen. We've got them down to 1 shield, but we're going to keep attacking that. Send everyone back to their positions. Now let's keep going here. So their missiles are down, which is great. We are going to let the hull laser shoot 1 more time. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hull laser offline, and I'm going to show you the pike beam. And we might not be able to actually get this shot off before... No, we're gonna keep going here. But the pike... Oh, never mind. The pike beam, if I remember correctly, has like quite a long... Maybe we can activate it. Yeah, I'll show you next time. But the pike beam has a really long kind of trail for lasers. And they're actually really helpful when it comes to doing a lot of damage over a wide area. Some of those laser beams can also affect things like, they can also affect things like humans as well. Like they can do damage to people. which is, again, I think I've mentioned before, like not my favorite thing to do. I don't like attacking people directly. It's kind of yucky, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, so let's go check out this store. Maybe we should heal ourselves. We're not doing so well in terms of health. We're like 50%. I still think it's totally fine, but so this is another race in the game, and they're called the Zoltan. So they don't have a lot of health, and one problem that they have is that they explode when they die, which can be a little bit challenging if you're fighting like people who are teleporting over to your ship. So if you fight them, they do quite a bit of damage when they blow up, so you can end up losing crew if you have them invading your ship. It looks like he's got a specialty though for better weapons, and right now, who's on weapons? Lauren's on weapons. She's not quite there in terms of speciality, so Lauren could be switched with. She could be put onto the doors, and we could have better weapons right away. But page 2 shows us, ooh, heavy laser and a burst laser. Heavy laser Mark II. I think this is what we have currently. And we have a hull laser Mark II. This heavy laser fires 2 shots in quick succession, dealing 2 damage. Not that great, but I think we'll probably avoid that one. Burst laser Mark I is pretty good. There's actually a burst laser There's just a burst laser, I think, that takes 1 charge and fires 2 as well, which is pretty good too. I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go for having a new crewman, and maybe we'll do some repairs, just a little bit, and then go for 1 more reactor and maybe an engine. So I think that's what we'll spend for this. And then, okay, Bombfee, you're gonna go to weapons. And Lauren, you're gonna get on doors. So a good thing about Frederick 2, or Bombfee, as long as Bombfee is in weapons, you get 1 extra power. So that means we can power up our hull lasers because he's like essentially a reactor, and we can put another one to our engines. And you're seeing we're going from 24 dodge to 29 dodge. And engines over here is well on their way to getting the gold level engines, which is going to be really helpful. So we're down to very little scrap, and I'm kind of wondering if I should maybe see if I have anything I can sell, and maybe get some other stuff. We don't have any upgrades either, and that's something that I missed out on the last playthrough too, is that you get upgrades to your ship as well that do passive upgrades too. I didn't get any of those, and I kind of wish I could get at least 1 or 2 by the end of maybe not this sector, but the next one. But let's keep going. Civilian space sector, nothing here. And that's the problem with these sectors specifically, is civilians are, like, there's not a lot of danger in these ones. So, yeah, you don't really experience too much in here. We're gonna wait till both of our weapons are hot and ready to go for this one, just because they have a defense drone on their end. So Lauren's gonna go over, fix the engines, and we're gonna go after their, I think, shield systems first. Yeah, get some shots in. So they're down to 1 shield, which is awesome. We're gonna wait for everything to heal back up again. Lauren, once we've fixed up our engines, we'll get over to helping fix our shields. Okay, it looks like they're looking to run away, and we got a solar flare imminent, which is not great, but we're still good. Things are still doing all right. We will have a bit of a fire. Okay, we're gonna vent these doors here. Open that up. And Lauren is gonna move over to shields. Okay, looks like we got auto fire going right now. It's not ideal. I'm gonna target an empty room. Hopefully we'll be able to do some damage. Yeah, and get them taken down. Alright. Ooh, reverse ion field. Let's see what that does. But we're gonna try to get out of this place first. Maybe we'll pause I guess we can't look if we're in danger. Okay, let's jump out of here. Hopefully we're not running into another fight, because that will be a little challenging, but I think all of our systems are back up. And we are running dangerously low on fuel here. We can buy fuel. That's not bad. Okay, let's do that. And let's take a pause. And try to collect ourselves before moving on. Yeah, that was like the big tip I saw when looking at tips on how to play a little bit better, just to sort of remind me of like the meta of this game, is like you have to pause a lot just to sort of gain, you know, some composure. Let's see what this reverse ion field does. Protects your ship from ion damage, giving you a 50% chance to negate it entirely. That's those blue, I guess, ion balls that sometimes enemy ships fire at you, and they disrupt your systems. Okay, we're still not doing too well in terms of health and some other stuff. We could check out this store, but we have 12 scrap, and there's nothing really there we can afford, so we're just going to avoid that. And we'll see how many systems we can hit up before having to leave here. Okay. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. Okay, let's intervene. Here we go. So we got some drones, a missile, some other stuff. We're gonna make sure our engines are back up. And I'm just gonna let this kind of auto fire. Focusing on shields, of course, first. Actually, maybe I'll just wait till things are sort of hot, and then we'll fire all together. Okay, here we go. Our shields will be fine, so I'm gonna send Frederick right now to go and do a little bit of work to repair things. Okay, we got some hull breaches. So we're gonna wait till we're charged up. Okay. So I'm gonna fire 2, and then go after their weapons. Turn off their laser at least. Frederick's gonna go over there, he's gonna fix that hull breach. And we're just gonna follow that strategy here. We're just gonna keep going after their shields. Get Frederick back. We'll go after the weapons too. Yeah, right now we're encountering a lot of ships that are using things like different missiles basically to attack us, and that's a little challenging. We might have to change our strat a little bit to start using a bit more in terms of. Okay, we're still okay here, but we may have to change our strat a little bit. Oh, the outpost. The pompous bastards expected free service just because they defeated the Federation. Take this for your help. Cool. We are down to very low health right now, hull health, but I think we're still okay. Not too worried about it. We might have to change our tactics a little bit and start using the pike beam a bit more. So we'll go for that. I'll show you how that works. I think what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to invest a bit more in engines right now to up our chance of evasion. Okay, you come across an asteroid mining colony. They message you immediately saying, "Greetings, our supplies of mining explosives have run out ever since the rebels blockaded the system. Do you have any extra explosives?" Yeah, we do. Well, I'm not using them. Here you go. Here's 15. And they give us 4 scrap and 5 hull points repaired. That takes us out of danger. Gives us some scrap. We could afford 1 more engine upgrade if we wanted to. Should we do that? I do want a little bit more evasion, so I'm going to undo that actually. And let's see if there's a store. There is a store, so I think we will go to the store first. We'll go back a system, come here, go to the store, and then go to the exit. Or we can go to the store, go down, and then go to the exit. Let's do that instead. I think I need my hull repaired at this point. So these are the augmentations I was talking about before, and they do a lot. So the reverse ion field I have is okay. I don't think it really does too much, to be honest. The shield charge booster is pretty good. FTL recharge booster also pretty good, but not really that necessary. Shield charge booster might be worth buying. We have a mantis here as well, which does way more combat from like person to person or being to being on the ship. Yeah, but they have really bad repair speed because like I said, mantis claw arms. And we do have the crew teleporter, which would be 90 scrap. Could be a fun strat if we got Steven Dengler. Probably named after a Patreon supporter, I assume. But we are really low on health, so that might have to wait a day. Let's head down here, see what we got. Leads to nothing. Crap. I don't know if that jump means we're going to have to fight the Federation in the next area. Let's hope not. I'm going to sell my reverse ion field. And I think I'm going to go for the shield charge booster and see exactly how much we can repair our ship. Bring it all the way back up. And yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to have a fight here. And hopefully we don't get hit by their ABS thing. Their system, their ship here is armed to the teeth with stuff. So, kind of scary, but we're gonna use a pike beam. And I'm gonna move him down because we need our FTL drive to be as fast as possible right now. And I'm gonna go after this. I'll show you finally. So it's 2 damage. Okay, so we've opened up their shields, which is great. And we're gonna use our pike beam to sweep across as much of the ship as we can and do as much damage to basically everything. So we can do 4 here. Sometimes if you angle it just right, you can hit more, but usually it's 4. We're gonna go after these 4 here though, because I want to be able to hit their weapons, engines, but maybe we'll start with their shield and go this way, sweep this way, because I want their shields down. I don't want to have to fight these guys for much longer. So I'm not going to worry about that. And we're going to change our strat here a little bit, go for weapons first with the pike beam, go after their oxygen. We're not going to worry about that crack we have in our hull, because we're almost able to escape. I don't think there's a benefit to destroying the other ship, so we're just going to leave them be. They're a burning wreckage in space, so we're just going to leave them on their own. And we are going to send everybody to go fix this hole. Everyone's going to go, except for engines. Engines is going to go to the mid bay, because they've taken a lot of damage. Okay, everyone go home. Get out of there. Bombfy, you gotta go. One big challenge about the Zoltans is that you can get a bit reliant on their abilities to power certain areas, and if you have to take them out, for instance, if they've taken way too much damage over something, you can basically forget that you've taken away power from like your burst laser. So in some ways, relying on them to power up your systems, like be a reactor core, can be a bit dangerous. So it's good to like keep these systems powered up as much as you can. Right now it's only requiring 4 power, but yeah. Okay. I see a bit of a pathway here. So let's do that. Looks like we got a fight, and we got some intruders on board, which will be fun to deal with. These ones are always a bit challenging, just because until you're able to jump away from the hostile space station, your sensors will be disabled. You should deal with these boarders first, though. Okay, so our sensors are disabled, but we kind of see where they are. We're gonna move Bombfy into doors, and we're gonna use Lauren and others to fight. you can kind of tell where they are just because you can see where they're attacking doors in here. Yeah, the Zoltan, our Engi buddy, going on his own in there is not a good idea. Bomphy will have to be kept. Okay, Bomphy's safe. And our other guys are, you know, just being healed while fighting with the enemy. So I don't exactly know how the medical bay works, but I guess it's just beaming life into them. So I guess they get a bruise and then the bruise goes away. So kind of weird. But all in all, that was like a pretty successful fight. Like I that couldn't have gone much better than how it went. So I also thought during the stream to kind of read some stuff. Something from the Canadian Labour Congress. And I don't know if this is like gonna bore people, but I think it's important to like learn about the history of labor too, especially with all this stuff going on. And I've been doing a lot of reading recently, and I mean, there's a long history of this stuff in Canada, right? So, put a link maybe later to this if you want to keep reading, but I'll just read like little snippets here or there. It's hard to like play and read at the same time, so I'll do my best. So yeah, this comes from Canada's Labour Congress. This is their like history page, and basically it says, okay, so Canada's labor movement has a long history of improving workers' everyday lives. We fought for and won many rights enjoyed by all workers today: minimum wage, overtime pay, workplace safety standards, maternity and parental leave, vacation pay, and protections from discrimination and harassment. Today's unions continue to work hard to protect the rights that we've won. So let's look at some highlights of the labor stuff. And we're going back all the way to the year 1872. That's quite a long time ago. And I forgot to power up my burst laser. And we're gonna go fight a pirate. And I've also put my little smartphone with this information in a very inconvenient spot. So this is gonna be a challenging fight. This person's been armed to the teeth. So we're gonna take down a power beam, power up a hull laser, and we're gonna wait basically to have everything charged up. And I don't think they'll be able to actually get through our shields too easily, but we'll see how things go. So yeah, burst lasers done, hull lasers up. They've got through our shields, and we're gonna get through their shields, hopefully. So there you go. We also did a bit of damage to their hull too. I heard a hull breach sound. So we'll keep going after the shields, and as soon as our shields are down, we'll go in with our pipe beam. Okay, here we go. And we should be able to get like their entire ship. So in 1872, thus began the fight for a shorter work week. Thought that was something that we wanted to fight for just today, the 4-day work week. 1 fuel, 1 drone part, 37 parts, contact a civilian ship. Hey, there we go. Another heavy laser. Or our first heavy laser, actually, on Mark 1. So lots of scrap, lots of help. Lots of thanks for helping. Heavy laser Mark 1 shoots 1. Has a really short charge time. So that could be like our kind of like just shoot all the time kind of little weapon. And with 75 scrap, we could get that going pretty fast. All right, before we get going, so it says, imagine working at least 10 or more hours a day, every day. That's what many Toronto's print workers' daily lives looked like in 1872, when Toronto Typographical Union demanded a 9-hour workday from the city's publishers. From 10 hours to 9 hours. Okay. So the employers refused, and the printers walked off the job March 25th, 1872. Publishers hired replacement workers, and the term people may have heard for that is scab labor. So that's like replacement laborers. Actually, we'll get us to fix up our sensors in the meantime. But the strikers had earned widespread support from other Toronto workers. That's solidarity in action right there. The result, a crowd of 10,000 supporters showed up at a rally at Queen's Park, that's in downtown Toronto, on April 15th, 1872. In those days, union activity was criminal. Yikes. And then Toronto Globe publisher George Brown College, had the strike committee arrested for criminal conspiracy the next day. Oh, fun. The community protested in support for those arrested. Prime Minister John A. Macdonald, that guy, no friend of publisher and reform politician George Brown, okay, they got some beef, introduced the Trade Union Act on April 18th, 1872, legalizing and protecting unions. The strike in Toronto evolved into the 9-hour movement. Toronto printers led to annual celebrations of Labor Day, celebrated today. Toronto printers led to the annual celebration of Labor Day, celebrated today in communities across Canada every year. Workers' movements had begun to develop as early as 1850, but it was this issue, the need for a shorter week, that galvanized the movement and convinced more workers that joining unions would change their lives for the better. Interesting. I didn't know those two had beef. Maybe it's true what they say that we're not taught history well enough in school. But also, yeah, interesting that led to the Labor Day parade and celebration, which is coming up. And TVO is actually going to be at the very front of that parade. So I will be there, likely. Let's get back to the game. An especially well-armed pirate ship, it's got a missile and a laser, not that well-armed, approaches you, hand over one of your crew members, and the rest of you can go free. No. You're not going to be able to threaten us with that. So we will never surrender one of our crews to slavers. I almost hit one, which would have been a disaster. Okay, let's do this. So we're gonna go after shields first. Actually, maybe shields and weapons. Actually, we'll wait for everything to be charged up. Don't know if that's a good strat. I do not like the look of that missile that they have. TBH. So maybe we'll go after its weapon systems first. Okay, still got its missile activated. Oop, I guess they switched power. That was lucky for us. And we're gonna go after shield systems. There we go. And we're just gonna keep licking shots. Not really able to do much damage to us. And I believe our evasion is actually getting really good at this point. This is an interesting thing now. I think this happened last time too, where if we blew it up, we would basically destroy all the slaves that are on the ship. But if we don't blow them up, we can keep at least one person. And that is another Engi who's a weapon specialist, which might not be that helpful, but having a floating person to do repairs might be great to have. Like, crew people are often worth as much as like a ship upgrade. So that could be like, 60 scrap. So yeah, let's invite Sem on board, save the rest of the people on that ship, and Sem is gonna go to our sensors area. And it looks like engines is actually upgraded fully now, so it's plus 10 evasion, and we're now at 40 evasion, which is good. We're gonna be able to avoid a lot of shots. Still not closer to being able to bring in our hull heavy laser 1, but we can work up to that. Same thing here. We will never surrender. Never give up. Never surrender. They've got a really annoying looking combo here, and I really hate those little missiles because they're able to do quite a bit of damage to us. Luckily they missed, so that strategy of ours is working. Honestly, I think the next thing that we have to do is we have to get our shields upgraded to 3 shields. I think that's going to be the next upgrade I'm going to pursue. Okay, so let's take down... let's go after weapons and shields still. You know, you go just after shields. And then I think I'm gonna bring in my, yeah, I'm gonna bring in my pike beam into play here. Move that over. We can actually watch them now repairing their ship. The issue I have right now is that their little missile that they've got is able to fire quite a lot. And it's actually quite annoying how many missiles they're able to get through here. So let's try to deal as much damage as we can. I want to keep their shields down. We can go from the corner. And we'll see if we can do damage to these 4 systems. 3 systems. Engines don't really matter. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 systems. Here we go. Do some damage before it... Oh, no. Okay. Timed that wrong. Okay, burst laser 1. Okay. Pike beam. Same thing here. They want to give us a person. Another Sultan. I honestly have too many. I can probably accept one more person onto the ship, but it's a challenge because right now I really just need scrap and stuff. I'm not going to surrender a person though. I'm not going to do that. GM Fox is going to be moving his little self over to weapon systems. And there will be an extra power there, so we'll be able to free up power for elsewhere. But let's head on over to the store now. We'll see what they got. We might have to spend some of our precious scrap on some stuff we don't really want to, but that's okay. So they've got a heavy laser 1, which we already have, and a pike beam, so we know they both cost 50. It's going to cost 69 scrap for us to fix our ship. Nice. And have a little bit of fuel. Being honest with myself, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to end up using this little heavy laser Mark 1. I could sell it for 25. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that. And I can heal our ship, buy a bunch of fuel, and we're good to keep going. So there's another store, but we're actually going to zip forward a little bit. Try to kind of get ahead here. And we're going to skip that store there. And let's just keep on going. Oh, okay. As soon as you arrive, a small mantis ship detaches from a wreck and jumps away. You have interrupted their salvage operation because you find a weapon ready to be installed. Ion blast. This is mantis. They got the little claw arms. They can't move very fast. Ion blasts are really good, actually, and it's one of the builds for one of the other ships that we can sort of go to and play with. I think the Engi ship, and it disrupts systems, and it doesn't require a lot of power, just 1 extra power, and I think we can actually power that up, so we can have 3 going now, which is pretty good. I realize now I probably could have had the other laser going this whole time, but yeah, this is a pretty good combo we got going on now. But really what we do need is we do need our shields to be better, I think. I think we're starting to reach a limit here. So let's head for the distress. After that, we're going to have to zip to the exit, though. We're starting to get a little close to the enemy over here. You have encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure if anyone's on board. Let's hail. If they need... Oh. They need... They suggest a trade for 5 fuel for -4 missiles. So they want to give me... They're running out of fuel, but they wanted missiles. That's a little weird, but that worked out in our favor. Okay, so this is like the worst case scenario. For our lack of shields, and but we can try to turn this to our own advantage as well. With our ion beam, ion thing, and their ion thing, we can probably, destroy their shields a little bit. So okay, let's make sure their cloak is disabled. And again, I do not like the look of that missile they have going. Fortunately, they got a shot off, which is not great. Gonna get GM Fox and over here to fix up our shields and stuff. Burst Laser's gonna go over there. Ion Blast is gonna keep hitting their shield systems. And we're gonna wait for our Pipe Beam to get back. And let's keep those nasty weapons turned off over here. Okay, let's do this way. Not optimal. 4. That is optimal. And I'm just gonna let things auto-fire here. I think we're pretty safe in this fight. We're not gonna accept their surrender. We're just gonna keep going here. Okay, the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Cool. Engine took a lot of damage when that missile hit. So that must have been something very specific to an anti-personnel kind of thing. Okay, so engines is going to get healed back up. We'll send everybody back up to their spots. I don't think I actually resaved where people are supposed to be. So I make sure I save crew positions. And we're back up to 53 scrap, which is pretty good. A lot of health. I think we're gonna zip to the Nebula because I think we're getting too close to the Federation Rebel forces right now. We got intruders on board again, which is kind of annoying, but we have a lot of crew now. So they're right here, so I think there's a bunch here. So we're gonna send engines, and we're probably gonna send over... I'm gonna send over Frederick. So it looks like there's only 2. So what we'll do is once engines and Frederick are looking a little worse for wear, usually when they get to red. Okay, we're gonna send them to the med bay. Let's send GM Falks and Bombfy to go fight in their stead, knowing that they will take quite a bit more damage a little bit faster. But I think they might be able to pull this off on their own. Okay, yeah, that worked out. Okay, let's get everyone back to crew positions. Bombfy and GM Fox, you go to medbay. Get healed up. It's unfortunate that in these situations, in these ones specifically, you don't get anything like scrap or anything for this. You just get basically attacked, and that's about it. But yeah, we're gonna be able to get away scot-free without getting into a big fight, which is good. Okay, this long-range beacon is almost hidden within a nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Alright, cool. So let's take stock, I guess. We need more shields. We need 100 scrap. I can like sacrifice some stuff from like weapons and other subsystems to power up the shields. I can even move one of these old hands over there as well. Let's just make sure the right person's working. Yeah, Bombfy is working the console. I can move him over to shields to power that up. But yeah, we really do need the extra shields and stuff. So let's go to the Engi controlled sector. Don't find it too challenging to fight Engi ships. A lot of them focus on like ion blasts and stuff. Okay, you arrive in Engi space. The fall of the Federation has brought tough times to these robotic life forms, but they're usually willing to help. They are friendly, and we have two on our ship, which is pretty helpful. And sometimes it can help for Engi related like stuff. But let's pause for another educational moment in strike history. And this is something that a few people were talking about today in the on the line. And that's the 1919 Winnipeg General Strike, which I think was one of the largest strikes, if not the largest strike, I think in Canadian history. Pretty sure. But I know there was a little bit of violence that occurred during that strike, so definitely not it's definitely not an ideal scenario, I don't think. So let's read a bit more. So the year 1919 saw soldiers returning home after World War I, which was awful, to find high unemployment rates and inflation. They couldn't get their jobs back and social tension was high. Workers in various trades wanted fair wages, much like workers today, much like we do. They just wanted to earn enough to be able to support their families in the changing economy. I think we can all relate to that still. At 11 a.m. on May 15, 1919, workers walked off the job and marched into the streets of Winnipeg, leading to one of the biggest labor reactions Canada has ever seen. Strikers included both the public and private sectors and ranged from garment workers to police officers. On June 21, 1919, the Royal Northwest Mounted Police and hired Union busters rode on horseback and fired into a crowd of thousands of workers, killing 2 and injuring countless others. The infamous Bloody Sunday marked the end of the strike. This was the largest general strike in Canadian history and set the stage for future labor reforms. Crazy. A large strike, no doubt. Violence never necessary in that case. It's terrible. But I think maybe it set a precedent for the power of something like a general strike. I don't know when the last general strike was. Let's see. Like the first question on Google is, has Canada ever been on strike? And according to Wikipedia, not the best source, the Canadian Labour Revolt was loosely connected with a series of strikes and labor conflicts that took place across Canada between 1918 and 1925, largely organized by the One Big Union, the OBU. Okay. Alrighty. Let's keep going on our journey across time and space. I actually haven't checked to see if the stream is still going in a while. It still looks like I'm live. Okay, a ship without life forms within a nearby dense asteroid field is giving off a distress call. Shall we investigate? It could be dangerous. Let's do it. You find the decaying remains of some kind of ship coated with ice or crystal. You send some crew aboard to explore. Nearly everything is either destroyed or unidentifiable, but one of the weapons appears salvageable, and there's a strange stasis pod that catches your eye. Continue. So we can take the stasis chamber, and I believe, and I am going to use the internet for this one, this can help us unlock a new race in the game, which is, I think, the crystal ship. So we receive a low weapon or scrap, or we can receive the stasis chamber, which is the first step in unlocking the crystal cruiser. Ooh. So rock plating allows you to make a more thorough search of the ship without fear of stray asteroids, but that's fine. The event is called asteroid_derelict_ship in the data files. Good trivia. And let's see the crystal cruiser and what the steps are for unlocking it. Ooh, that looks cool. Earning 2 of the 3 crystal cruiser achievements. Blah blah blah. It doesn't really say how to unlock it. I think what you have to end up doing is you have to end up going to the Engi homeworld, I think, in order to unlock it. Wow. Okay. To get to the secret sector, the hidden crystal worlds, the player must first encounter the dense asteroid field distress call event, and then require the damaged stasis pod. Then arrive at a Zoltan research facility, which can give you a blue event option asking the Zoltan if they can fix it. Once the pod is fixed, a crystal named Ruin will be revitalized and join the ship's crew. If Ruin is kept alive and the ancient device is encountered in the rock homeworld, another blue option will be shown where they can reactivate the device, thereby teleporting the ship into a secret sector. Alternatively, the rock cruiser type C, with advanced edition content on, already has a crystal crew member, which allows skipping the first 2 events. Okay, let's grab the stasis pod and try to figure out what the hell to do. Oh my god, okay. How do I find the Zoltan research facility? This is why part of the reason why I don't I stopped playing the game, because like if you get into the wiki, you get into such a you get into such a I describe it like just a labyrinth of stuff. I do not even know how to find the Zoltan research facility, but I'm gonna look it up. Labor history and FTL Wikipedia diving. What a combination of things. How to maximize a chance of finding the crystal sector. From Reddit. Use a rock cruiser. The 3 events, Asteroid Field, Zoltan Research Thing, and Crystal Beacon, are located only in certain sectors. So when planning to go next, choose one of the following. Asteroid Field is in both Engi sectors. Okay. Zoltan Research Facility is in both Engi sectors. Crystal Beacon is only on Rock Homeworlds. So it seems like we gotta search around here for a Zoltan Research Facility, and then make sure we go to the Rock Homeworld, and then we might be able to get to a secret crystal zone, which sounds like I'm hallucinating that, but alright. Maybe this goes from being like a let's destroy the flagship to let's unlock a crystal cruiser. Okay, we got a fight going on. They got some missiles. They have I believe a shitty drone that they're gonna shoot at my ship, which is not fun. Let's get the ion blast going against their shields. We'll get that happening. Sam is gonna go over and help out here. We gotta really keep an eye on Lauren over there. Those invasion guys are no joke. Okay, we got their shields down, but not quite in time. Ion blast got it. Let's get their drone subsystem down. Sam's looking okay still. I'm gonna have to get them out of there though, I think, because it looks like the bloody robot has managed to damage the... Oh, they're gonna get one more hit in. Whee! Hit me right in the pallet. Okay. Oh, sorry. The Engi vessel turns around to be very poorly equipped, barely a runabout really. They're trying to outrun rebels and they need all the help they can get. We can give them scrap. We don't have the missiles and fuel, so let's just do that. Oh, okay, we got a boring drone, which we can just sell later on. So we're gonna send Shields and Lauren over there. Sam will go help fix the piloting subsystem. It gets really challenging with those boarding drones because they're able to basically destroy, your hull and do a hull rupture, which like takes out the air in rooms, and that does like really fast damage to your crew. So not fun. I'm kind of thinking that distress was like the thought that would be the Zoltan thing, but maybe that's just a random encounter on this map. So we're really gonna have to try to like either find a way to scout out this place and figure out where that is, or we're gonna have to just be very thorough about all the sectors that we go to, knowing that we don't exactly have a lot of fuel. Okay, a Mantis ship is hunting in the distance. We're gonna aid this civilian ship get more scrap. They look like they have 2 burst lasers, not a big deal. You frown, power up the weapons, and prepare to engage the Mantis ship. Text is a little weird, but it looks like they're sending over 2 Mantises, which is not great. But we're gonna go after their shields. Burst laser, also gonna go after the shields, and we'll just wait for the pike beam. Okay, so this is gonna be a challenge, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna get them fighting in here, pull them over to the med bay, and hopefully they'll actually follow us into the med bay too. And that will be ideal, because we'll be able to heal, and the healing should be able to keep up with the damage output that they're doing. Looks like they're just going to go after the door subsystem, which will do 1 damage to us. Not great. Okay, so we got that going. Let's go after their ship. Okay, they took down our doors. Not a big deal. I think I'm going to pull in another guy to help with the fight here. They're doing so much damage that they're able to somehow do quite a bit of damage to us right now. Let's go help heal up our shields a little bit, turn off the burst laser, and let's keep going. Pike beam, we're gonna wait. Someone just leveled up, which is awesome. Pike beam is difficult because I really want to be more on the ball when it comes to using that. Looks like there are two people here are actually trapped behind that door, which is great. So that just means we have to deal with them. Mantis ship breaks apart. Let's talk to the civilian ship. 4 hull points repaired, which is awesome. Let's switch these 2 out. Maybe we can get them to follow us actually into the med bay. Nope. Looks like they just want to destroy our door system, which is kind of annoying. Luckily, it's only 1 Mantis, 1 Engi this time, so it's not as powerful of a fighting force, and we have like plenty of crew, so we can just switch people out. Lauren's gonna have to go. Let's pull in Sem, and hey, pilot, why don't you get in on the action, do some fighting. Again, I love having a Mantis ship, and I love being able to use like Mantises in just invading other people's ships. That's a really fun way to play the game. But the Mantis ship comes, it starts out with having that teleporter. Okay, I am going to pull the trigger and get ourselves 3 shield barriers, and we are gonna pull GM Fox over to here, this subsystem, take down that, and now we have 3 shields, which means we are a bit beefier than we were before. Except now we're missing 1 for our weapon subsystems. So I'm gonna steal 1 from our engines, which takes down our evasion a little bit lower than what I want it to be, but that's okay. And we're just gonna hope that we end up reaching one of those research facilities, I guess. That's the thing I'm looking for now. Looks like we got a fight. Sounds pretty standard. They want to fly away. I'm honestly kind of unsure always about what to do when it comes to that. Do we just let them go? Not really sure. Could be worth it. But we're gonna let everything sort of power up a bit. Wait for a pike beam to turn on. And we're gonna try to hopefully get through enough of their shields to prevent them doing that, firing out that big missile. It looks like we didn't make it. That's okay. So let's go after the weapon shields and oxygen subsystems. Actually, let's go after the opposite. We'll start with the shields first. Oop, no, do it like that. Okay. Looks like their missile missed us, which is sweet. These crew that they have seem pretty powerful. Start focusing their ion blast on the weapon subsystem. And I'm gonna pull Lauren and Frederick away to this. I mean, if they destroy the weapon subsystem, not a big deal. GM Fox should stay in that there. And then this is the challenge, right? Like, Pull him away. Engines cannot die. That is not an option. And at the same time, these guys still want to like fly away here. Okay. Everyone back to their positions. We're gonna actually keep Sem in here. Pike beam is going again. I want to be able to take down that stupid missile of theirs. Maybe we'll go after the piloting subsystem too. Just everything going after that missile. I do not want them to get another missile off because, ugh, it's gonna hit us. Ah, okay, not great. Alright, repairs are needed everywhere. Everyone who's damaged, get back. Wow, okay, we're taking a bit of a beating here. Engines I want back in there too. We can't lose engines. Sem will go in there. He's an Engi, he can repair fast. Engines will go over there. It is a legitimate strategy also to go after the oxygen subsystem of ships too. That's more of a, I don't know, it's more of like a, it's kind of like a slow way to do it, and kind of like mean-spirited, I think, to do that kind of playing that way. But it's a legit strategy. I don't do that. Just takes too long. Okay, let's return crew. 46 scrap. Could go for one more power bar. Could be worth it. And we have a lot more sector to explore. Let's do it. Takes us up a 40 evasion, which could help us avoid some of those blasted missile shots that kept being fired at us. Let's go here. We might have to move a little faster. Alright, they want us to pay a toll. We're not going to pay their toll. And looks like we're going to regret our decision, but we're not, because I'm not afraid of these guys. And they picked the wrong room to go into. So we are going to send Doors, Sem, get in there. Could send Pilot too, but that's fine. Just two of them should be okay. We are going to take one power away from the engines and put that into the med bay, so we're prepared for that. Burst laser will go after shields, and so will the ion blast. And we're just gonna hope that we are able to get through the shields in time. Get that pike beam going. Okay, Lauren is taking too much damage. Just gonna send Lauren and Sem out to there. Looks like they're sending him on the way to fight Pilot. We do have our pike beam available to us. So let's see if we can get a little shot off. It's challenging because you have to... You can do a little bit of damage with your pike beam, but it relies on having the shields down on the enemy ship. And if you're really not able to time that very well, it can be challenging to use your pike beam properly. Like, I just used it by accident, so I had it set up to go. You really should have probably waited for it to be charged up and for burst laser to be active. So let's see if we can get that going again. I'm not paying attention to the fight inside the ship right now, which is not smart. Let's go do as much damage as we can to a few different subsystems. And then we'll focus back on what's going on inside the ship itself, actually. I still want to attack shields. Okay, let's do that. So it looks like we got a bit of a brawl going in here, so let's get more people in there. They want to surrender. I don't want them to be able to surrender. I am sick and tired of having to deal with these dudes. GM Fox not doing so well. Let's get out of there. If GM Fox or someone like that on the ship dies, even if our own person dies, what happens is they explode and we still get dealt damage. So it's in your best interest to make sure that your Zoltan crewmates survive the fights that they're in. Okay, got that ship dealt with. 38 scrap, no fuel, which is not great, but we're still doing alright. The one subsystem which I haven't upgraded, and I don't typically upgrade, is actually the medbay. I find that typically it's fast enough to use the basic one to heal your crew people, but on ships where you use the teleporter as your main sort of method, I think it is really important because you got to be able to heal up your crew people before you send them back out. Not a tactic I use right now. Honestly, upgrading it's not that expensive. You can do it like very easily. But yeah. Okay, there's a store. Let's head to that and see what they got. And then we'll kind of move forward and keep going. Interesting, they got a fire beam. Fire beams are really, really good. It's a much shorter beam, but it does cause like a fire, which scrambles your enemies like people to go running around and like trying to what's it called? Try to put the fires out. Cloaking is interesting, but expensive. Not really that useful. We do have this boarding drone, so we can actually sell it for 35, which is great. We're gonna buy all the fuel that they got. We could heal a bit, but I think I'm gonna save this for upgrades. The fire beam does take 2 power. Pike beam also takes 2. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to upgrade enough for the hull laser, and that's 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be like well over 250 something to be able to upgrade all that, and I don't think that's going to be possible. So, I mean, the question I kind of have for myself is that, is it worth it to sell the hull laser Mark II? I'm not really that sure, honestly, because I think the pike beam is a bit better. Another option that we have too, actually, is if we wanted to, we could get rid of the hull laser and get rid of the ion blast and have 2 pike beams going at the same time, which would be really powerful, but that's dependent on us being able to take down the shields of the enemy, and that's really easy when you have missiles. We could take a chance on that. I do like this. The Hull Smasher Laser Mark II is really powerful, but it takes 3. Let's go for it. Go for broke. So that means we need 2 extra power in order to use that. Well, 1 extra in our weapons to be able to use that, which means 1 or 2 more vents. Alright. Oh, okay. A small Engi research vessel. We need a Zoltan 1. Trying to fend off a Mantis ship, you move into engage, but after a quick scan of your ship, the Mantis ship retreats, because they saw the 2 pike beams, and the Engi offer you a drone schematic. Cool. Free drone. Alrighty. Hey, look at this. What appears to be a single damaged ship is in fact 2 ships that have smashed into each other. There's a flurry of calm signals and damage, and it's very hard to determine what occurred. The vessel appears to be Engi. Sorry about that. They look locked together by the impact and can't free themselves. So this is one example where we have an Engi crew, and your Engi crew member can go and hail them and hopefully assess the damage. Let's do that. Your Engi crew member refuses. In a halting use of adjectives and nouns followed by some animated holographic aids, the Engi explains that the ships are using each other to, loosely translated, achieve a union. For some reason, this consolidation of ship matter sounds embarrassing and personal. Okay. You elect to leave the ships to their business. After questioning your Engi crew member, however, you manage to salvage what scrap parts you can from the perimeter, even though you feel slightly dirty doing so. I guess that's how the Engi... yeah, okay, cool. Alright. I guess that's one one way to do space stuff. Okay, so the plan now, I guess, is that if we can get our Ion Blast to, or if we can get enough damage to the shields of the enemy ship, take them all down, then we could use 2 pike beams, do quite a bit of damage, but we're kind of have to see if this plays out, honestly. Like, I feel like that may have been the wrong move just there, doing that, but we'll see how it plays. We'll see. Okay, so they got some drone stuff, which we don't need. Drone control and cloaking. We're gonna grab as much fuel as we can. I don't want to run out. The healing bomb is a really weird one. I don't know why that's a weapon. You may have seen it in the bottom left-hand corner there. It's kind of a strange thing. A missile shoots across your bow, and when the jump completes, your scans quickly reveal a ship with pirate markings pursuing an unknown vessel. The pirate hails you. Damn it. We weren't expecting company. Stay out of this, and you could profit. We accept their bribe, which is 2 fuel, 21 scrap, or try to be a hero and attack the pirate. Of course we're not going to try to be a hero, we're going to be a hero. And we're going to take down this pirate, who's only got what looks like not a lot of shields. So we could actually take down their shields pretty quickly. Hopefully. Okay. 1 shield down. We missed that shot. I really hate that. Oh, okay. This is the challenge with the strategy here. So now we're basically waiting for their shields to get taken down before we can use our pike beam. Alright. Let's get that nasty looking missile turned off. Okay, perfect. Did a lot of damage there. Their missile's still gonna go, which is unfortunate. Except they're more generous bribe, and I'm assuming they're gonna probably not continue attacking the ship given how much damage they've taken, but we're not going to accept that. We are going to reject that offer. And we are gonna go with our pike beam and keep doing some damage here. And we have a fire going on. I'm gonna send Sem and we'll get Lauren to the med bay. And we're gonna power up the med bay because she's taking a bit of damage there. Sem can take care of the fire. Maybe Frederick will go over too. Largely got this one in the bag. Not too worried about it. We get 22 scrap. 14 hull points repaired. Whoa, okay, sweet. So now we're back up to like full health, which is amazing. Totally free, didn't have to pay for that. Alright. And we're feeling pretty strong, looking pretty strong. We're gonna head for the exit. Did not find the Zoltan research station, which is unfortunate, but we can keep looking. Long range beacon. We can dock with a fueling platform. It's cheerily broadcasting reasonable prices and a spectrum of frequency and languages. We can dock with them, or maybe they can try to destroy us somehow. Let's dock and see what happens. Platform seems to be malfunctioning and could ignite at any moment. Okay, quickly dock and refuel or give the station a wide berth. Let's give him a wide berth. I think we're gonna take some damage though. Oh wow, it exploded. Could have gone some fuel, might have taken some damage. I don't think that's really worth it. We have plenty of fuel right now. 10 is not too bad. So the challenge I have now is that it says we gotta go to a rock homeworld in order to get the stasis pod. That means having to go to this up here, which might be it. So since we didn't find the Zoltan research station here, I don't think it's gonna be possible to do that. I'm gonna keep going to the Engi. I'm not going to worry too much about the research station anymore, I don't think. Okay, we got 50 fuel. We've got quite a good arsenal of weapons now. We may have played a dumb strategy with the 2 pike beams, but if we can get another 90 scrap, we can get more power and we could have 2 pike beams going on at the same time. And if we can take down the shields of an enemy ship, just get them down to 0 even for a moment, we can really do a lot of damage. But I think I'm going to end the stream for now. Thank you for watching. This has been fun. Hope to play a bit more next week. Hoping not to be on strike anymore. And yeah, shared a little bit of information about Canada's labor history, starting with the 1872 fight for a shorter work week and the 1919 Winnipeg General Strike. Next week, probably Monday, we'll talk about the birth of the unemployment insurance and the Windsor's Ford Strike, 1945. Going back in time, talking about labor history. Maybe one day on this page, there'll be the 2023 TVO strike and what we won for our workers and for workers across Ontario and Canada, hopefully. Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend. Take it easy. See you out on the picket line.